What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, and today we're going to talk about a very big gaming scam that's currently going on. I mean, the entire internet is kind of discussing the fact that a developer attempted to release a $250 piece of DLC that is just outright a ripoff. Escape from Tarkov is a very popular extraction shooter. It's a game that has cool maps, it's got great AI when you're fighting against the scavs. It's a game that's addictive while also being kind of broken. Well, the people that make this have decided to try and release a weird, huge expansion pack for an enormous price tag. And the more you look into it, it's not just bad, it's a scam. The developers are outright lying. And everybody is kind of confused as to how they thought they were going to get away with this. But let's take a look at the facts, the evidence, and the ridiculous apology that now is getting them even more hate. Hi, I'm DreamcastGuy, and if you could, give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to have a good day. Okay, so check it out. This is the Escape from Tarkov official website. They just announced this randomly on Friday. They said, check it out. This is the Escape from Tarkov Unheard of Edition. Buying it, you get a copy of the game, you get access to the closed beta. This is an early access game. Just in general, I feel like anytime an early access game costs full price or more than full price, I'm kind of not a fan of it. But here's the thing. It costs $250. Now, if you actually look at the list of apparent features, it's going to give you access to a PvE mode, which has been the most requested feature, which people are kind of like, hey, that's exactly what we've always wanted. Bigger pockets, bigger increased fence standing, more slots on the flea market. But basically, everything in here, people are saying, okay, this seems like it's very pay to win. It sounds like it's actually going to give you more stash space, like across the board. This is going to make it so that anybody who pays that $250 is objectively going to have a much easier time when fighting against other players if you can just store more stuff and bring more items. Now, what's interesting about this is that they released a trailer kind of advertising it like, hey, we're not going to be doing any more server wipes, hey, quests and stuff like that. It is getting downvote bombed into the freaking crater that is this game. And if you actually look at it, people are saying, hey, this is straight up pay to win. And also, hey, this is a lie. Like, look at this. Pay to win edition Keck W. Access to all future DLCs. That's false advertising now. Apparently, the developers released a previous, already very expensive previous special edition. And when they did that, they were like, hey, we just want to make it clear by buying the special edition, you get future DLCs completely free of charge. They're now trying to claim this is not DLC. They're like, okay, if you bought that, apparently from what I've heard, the previous edition was already $96. So there are people that have spent $100 for just this game, not even microtransactions, and now they're trying to charge even those most hardcore fans an additional $250 to get access to these new modes. This is insane. Now, let me be clear. Everybody is literally flagging this as actual freaking scam. Like, this is over on Twitter. This has now been flagged with a community note. This is what they actually do when something is considered to be actual misinformation. This definition of DLC is incorrect. Their separate game, Escape from Tarkov Arena, was released as DLC, so this is an integrated PvE mode, but the main game is definitely DLC. Like, literally, they link to the actual definition of downloadable content. So that means that for the people that actually said, hey, here's this $96 edition with all free future DLC, they're just scamming you. Look at this. Just like 90% of my shots in this game, I'm sure you've missed the mark. So let me clarify this something. If you access a mode like PvE offline version through a game, original multiplayer Tarkov, that means it's DLC. This is just DLC. Like, the audacity of this. So Everybody right now is straight up mocking this apology, which I do want to go through bit by bit. People are being like, hey, right now your game is a huge cheating problem. People are literally flying around. Like, look at this clip here. Someone just flies around. Like, what are you even doing? And then it just instantly kills you when they touch you. This game that you're announcing is a new version that'll allow exclusively a PvE mode, which again has been the most requested feature. My cousin watched a lot of my videos. I have a much younger cousin, and he texts me almost exclusively about Tarkov. It's the only game he plays, and he told me about this mod called SPT. They basically, people made a single player Tarkov mode, and people love it. He told me he's obsessed with that. So I'm sure he's probably extra pissed that the feature people actually wanted them to figure out, here it is. Oh yeah, it's with a paycheck that people who are fans of it could never afford. Like, my cousin could never ever afford this, and he's a hardcore fan of it. But even more than this costs $250 even if you have the most expensive version of the game, which previously was $95. Also, now they're being hostile to other devs on Twitter. Now they're trying to backpedal with their ruined reputation. Now, what's wild about this is that their apology is so gaslighty. I feel like people throw around that term sometimes of, oh, you're trying to manipulate me. Oh, you're trying to gaslight me. No, in this case, they're straight up, this is literally them trying to claim that everybody who's mad just doesn't understand. Hey, we want to clarify this situation with more detail and to explain access to the cooperative modes. Look at this. Hey, we observe your dissatisfaction. Who talks like this? Like, legitimately, imagine you're fighting with your wife and she's yelling at you for like spending a bunch of money in your savings account, and you're like, I observe your dissatisfaction. She's going to stab you with a kitchen knife. We observe your dissatisfaction and decided that the functionality of the PvE mode will be available for free to all owners of the version at release of the game when the server infrastructure will be improved to the required capacity. This is, look, they're trying to be like, oh, you know, the super expensive $250 edition, the Unheard of edition, is just so you can get access to it. Hey, oh, also, it does suck that people already paid $100 for the game. You guys get a 50% discount when trying to buy this. All of this is a scam. The entirety of the comment section is people literally dismantling it piece by piece, being like, the fact that you're not saying this is DLC, that's a lie. Oh, the previous DLC you tried to screw us over with, that was also a lie. Literally everything is straight up deception. Now, stuff like this is interesting to me because, A, everybody's making fun of it, including the shitty Gamer Takes Twitter, which likes to make fun of when game developers really screw stuff up. Stuff like this is just so strange to me because, honestly, game development is already such a difficult task. It's already so hard to make a complete world from your imagination. Coding, crafting, bug testing, putting up servers. The amount of cost, time, effort. Tarkov already managed to get it right. Like, that's the weirdest part of this entire situation. You've already won. Escape from Tarkov is already a massive, massive success. Like right here, they have 400,000 people following them on Twitter. This is one of the biggest shooters that people are playing online in the world. You have already done the hard part. You have already made a huge, popular, cool experience that understandably has probably made you tens of millions of dollars. And what do you do with that goodwill, with that dedicated fan base, with that actual effort that's being put into your world? You just piss the bed to release a extremely overpriced, extremely crappy special edition. Look at these prices. I'm saying that not only is this a scam, but this is partially and personally why I am always a bit wary of early access games. Now, obviously, this is a very extreme example of it, but I just feel like anytime you're paying for an unfinished product, you kind of don't know specifically what you're going to get. The goods, the bads, and the uglies. It's difficult to determine, will it ever actually release? Will the servers continue to be there? Will there be more content wipes as they try and patch and evolve it? Stuff like this, though, is the most egregious example of how, when somebody actually thinks they can get away with it, they're going to try and scam you. This sucks. This game is not even released. This is not even 1.0. People are paying $350 for just this early taste of a theoretical final version of the game. Don't buy this, obviously, but also remember, vote with your wallet. If people are trying to pull stuff like this, just honestly, I think this company deserves to be blacklisted. I don't think a backpedal and a freaking stupid, disrespectful apology is ever going to make up for whatever this is. Tarkov, no thanks. Maybe at some point I'll try it out, but man, wow, what a gigantic bad taste in the mouth. But what do you guys think about this? Are you excited for any early access games coming up? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And by the way, thanks everybody for subscribing. It has been a huge week on the channel. Lots of new people watching, lots of new subscribers, lots of, honestly, just tremendous amounts of views. So thanks to all you guys for the love and the support. But don't play Tarkov. Instead, keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.